Hey folks, welcome to Open's Gaming Den. Today we're going to unbox the game Dinner's Trail, designed by Martin Wallace and published by Alley Cat Games. Now the version that I have here is the Kickstarter edition, so it's the one that would have come with a bunch of Kickstarter extras and whatnot. And I also believe this is, if I remember correctly, the extended edition. So there should be a couple of mini expansions in the box itself as well. Now, I'm obviously a huge fan of Martin Wallace. He's done some excellent games, Brass being sort of like probably the best known of his titles. But generally he's done a whole bunch of other designs that I'm a huge fan of as well. So I'm really excited about trying this one out and seeing how this one goes. Now, thematically, this gives you a little bit of that brass vibe. You see that the industry in the middle, in the background rather, I'm assuming workers sort of like going off to work and whatnot. So gives you a little bit of that thematic flavor itself. And if we turn it on the back, it gives you a quick overview of what you can expect inside the box. In terms of description, it is a thematic Euro, a game set in the 19th century Cornwall. So exciting theme. Strap in, folks. You play as a mining conglomerate at the height of the tin and copper mining industry, and so on and so forth. So again, it's a lot of, it's different industries in the English, not necessarily countryside, but set in England. And yeah, so thematically shares a lot of the DNA with, I assume, Brass at the end of the day. Now, Alley Cat Games have done some good components in other games in the past, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be similar as well. And as we can see from the sticker back here, it's the expanded Kickstarter edition, so I was not misremembering that, so that's good. So let's crack into it, see what we have inside the box, and yeah, hopefully we can get this to the table in the not too distant future. So with that said, Dinner's Trail. Right. So first off, in terms of artwork, I'm gonna say it's standard Euro. I'm okay with it. I'm not particularly overtly impressed, but I don't have anything much to complain about either. So all that is fine. From the side of the box, everything looks as one might expect. Now the game is expected to be played for 1 to 5 players. It does have a solo mode by David Digby, so you can play the solo if you want, and the game time posted here is 90 minutes. So an hour and a half might run you a little longer if you're maybe playing your first game, but hopefully an hour and a half is not a bad spot to be in. Getting rid of, sort of like opening up the lid itself, the inside of the lid is pretty standard. There, the first thing we get to see is the rule book. So let's crack into this now. There's a few pages, so it's not exactly light, I would say. We get to see the components, we get to see the setup. Again, it's numbered, so that's good. That's how you want to see most, if not all, of your game. How to play, setting all prices, actions, sell and invest, end of round. So very much an economic themed game, if nothing else. Lots of different actions. There is some artwork to hopefully illustrate and make things easier to understand. So end of game is here. Now we have some of the rules for the expansion. So this is the Arsenic expansion. Some components you can expect to see for that and whatnot. Then we have the Immigration expansion. So I believe these were the 2 that would have expected Kickstarter pack. So we can also get to see the extras that come in the Kickstarter version. So we'll get area tiles, survey cards, reference cards, which you may not find in the retail version. And then we have the Lord Wallace solo mode, which is the one we talked about earlier. And it looks like there's definitely some rules around the solo mode. So, some thought has definitely been given to that. And it looks like you can also work the 2 expansions in question with the solo mode, which is quite good. You can scale the difficulty for your solo mode over here. So that's a nice little touch as well. Mine credits. Rules reference to the back, so making good rid of the back of the rule book, so all that is good. So overall, feels like a well laid out rule book, if nothing else, but again, we'll know more, of course, once we have cracked into it and seen what's inside. Let's start by looking at maybe the game board. Now, I expect a full-size board, but obviously this is a not a full-size box, so it's a little compact, so maybe it is not the largest board, I think. But laying it out, it is, well, I mean, it's definitely full-sized. Not full-sized. There are definitely games that are game boards that are larger than this, but it's large enough. And yeah, so you get to see sort of like the map, a whole bunch of different tracks, prices for resources, cubes, ores, what have you. And then you have the score track going around the board. It is single-sided. The back of it is black, which is fine. Yeah, so overall, I'm happy with how it looks. It looks clean enough. And the level of detail on the boards itself, let's see, maybe if I can just bring it closer, is not bad. Like if you're zoomed in, you can see small houses. You can make out a little bit more of the landscape. So level of detail is not bad. Overall, I mean, just given the theme of the game, I'm pretty happy with how the rule book looks. Now, bringing this back in, we get our obligatory cardboard punch-outs. They seem to be punching out fairly well. Now, these are double-sided, and these might be based on different types, so we get B's and C's. Yeah. So thickness, they're all right, not too bad. And although, I mean, this looks a little busy because there's a lot of dark artwork, and this tends to sort of, looks like it's almost sort of like a little hard to distinguish with these, but hopefully it's not that bad when you are actually getting the game to the table. So just first thought right there. More tokens, punching out pretty easily. More of these, punching out easily. I assume these might be player boards. Are these player boards? I mean, the game can go up to 5, and there's 4 of these, so maybe it's not. I'm not sure. Not sure. We'll figure that out when we get to it. And here we have, I assume, yeah, so this is sort of like, once you go past 100 points, once you go past 200 points, and then you get the same thing for 300 and 400. So looks like this may be a game where you have very high scores, so that's there. And you have these for the 5 different player colors, so that's good. That's there. Large bag with a whole bunch of different wooden pieces. We'll maybe come to this at the very end because it feels like it may be a little hard to get through. Standard dice, 3 of them. Now these don't look like standard D6s because some of the sides are blank. So let's maybe bring these out and see what's happening with these. So you get a 1, 3, and 3, 2, and 2, and then blank. Yeah, so these are definitely not standard D6s. I mean, 6-sided, but not a standard D6. Now, obviously, because I've not played the base game, I can't really differentiate the components for the base game versus the expansion just by looking at it like this. But I'll figure that out hopefully at some point. So it looks like there's more of these cardboard punch-outs, maybe related to the expansion if they have their separate board itself. This may be related to the immigration expansion because you can see the map for Michigan, Mexico, South Africa, Australia, and whatnot. So I'm assuming it's the immigration expansion or something related to that, but that's just me guessing. Arsenic Market, well, we know what this is about. This is the Arsenic expansion board, I think. We get these cards. Now let's see what these are all about. Whoa, handy dandy table. Wow, isn't that attractive? Numbers in the table. These are double-sided as well. I don't know what these do, but from an artwork point of view, I can tell you it certainly looks nice. And I don't know if it's popping in the video or not, but the quality of the paint certainly has a dried out paint feel. I like the look of this one. I'm pretty happy with how these look. So this was a separate set, so we'll maybe come back to this, or we'll just try and see if we can figure out what that is as we go along. More punch-out tokens. I'm not going to go through these, but that's there. We get a larger set of cards. I think these are tarot sized, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And these are double-sided as well. So it looks like you get labels on the different regions on the map. Don't know what they would do at the end of the day, but it's there. And then you get more of, well, it's this side up. Yeah. Again, don't know what these do, but it looks like there's a bunch of resources and numbers, and it's a Euro game, so they do things. Right, next up we have a set of cards. Hopefully we'll get some unique artwork in here. Again, I was happy with the quality of the art on those cards themselves, so if they can get some variety in here, it should definitely not be bad. So these are, well, I mean, I think these are double-sided because it's labeled A on the back, but it might just be what the back of the card looks like. I'm not sure. Well, they do look the same, so you're not really getting a lot of variety here. You get some variety with, well, the B cards all look the same, A cards all look the same. These are C cards. Yeah. D, whatever this is, and whatever these are. So not a lot of variety in terms of artwork, but overall what is there is certainly quite attractive. So I do wish they had a little bit more variety, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The icons at the bottom, numbers, all seem to be pretty clear and legible, so that's good. In terms of the quality of the cards, it's all right. It's not very thick, but it's good. Finish on it seems pretty good as well. So finish is good. Thickness could have been better, but overall, I think I'm pretty happy with these. So that's the set of cards. Now, what do we have left? We have, well, this is the cardboard insert that you get, so we're not going to spend time on that. But we do get a truckload of wooden pieces. How can we not go through these? Let's do that right now. So, gel pack, we'll move that aside. What do we look at first? So these are standard wooden cubes. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is shiny gray. I mean, it's not exactly just gray. Maybe we'll bring one out. It's not just gray. It looks a little shiny for some reason. So yeah, but it is a wooden piece. It's pretty standard, even though it's a little bigger than what you might get in similar Euros. You get the same thing in red, same thing in blue, and I think that's about it. You get, I assume these are maybe the scoring discs in the 5 different play colors, so that's there. You get, well, these are all just mixed up, so let's maybe have a look at a few of these. You get these, what looks like minor dudes, meeples. These are silk printed, so that's nice. You get the silk print on one side, but not both. Would have been nice if they were both, but one's better than none, I guess. We get, what are these? Ships, I think. Again, silk printed as well, but on one side, but that's fine. Quality for these are not bad. And, well, more cubes. We'll move that off to the side. Now we get these guys. And these might be in the individual play colors, and I think they're all the same, if I'm not mistaken. So these are buildings of sorts. These are nice. These are not bad. They're big, not super chunky, but chunky enough, which may be the right amount of chunky if you really think about it. But you get more minor dudes, but these are not generic colored. These look like in the colors of the different players. So you have a whole bag full of these. You have a bag full of these towers. But they also have, this bag also has some few other things. You get, I don't know what this is. Is this bread? Maybe. Maybe, nope. This is the pound note for some reason. Right? So that's there. So you get these in different colors. You get this bag with something prominently black. This is, I don't know what this does, but it's definitely going to be prominent on the board once you have it out there. And then we get these pieces, which, let's see if we can get a proper zoom in. Looks like a mill of sorts next to the water. Yep, so that's there. And then the last bag, I don't know what this is. well, you get a few of these, whatever that is, and you get trains, which is nice. And yeah, that's that. So you get a whole bunch of different wooden pieces. Obviously, some of these are for the expansion, but I'll hopefully have a better sense of which one's the expansion once I can go to the rules. But we do know that this was the arsenic expansion. This was the, I'm 99.9% sure is the immigration expansion board, and there might be some other pieces in here like this that might be related to the expansion as well. But overall, happy with the quality of the components that we saw in the box itself. Artwork on the cards were good, but I do wish there was a little bit more variety. But generally, the artwork on the board, tokens and whatnot, and everything else that I've seen is at par, maybe a little better than what you would get for standard Euro. So overall, very happy with everything that's in here, and really excited to try it out. That's the unboxing for Dinner's Trail by Martin Wallace. Thanks for watching, guys. If you are interested in more tutorials, unboxings like these, tutorials similar to some of the other tutorials that I have in my channel, and reviews and whatnot, I have more of these coming up. So do subscribe to the channel. Hopefully that will keep you up to date on things as they drop. In the meanwhile, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.